He's a 5th round pick. You're not going to reserve a third quarterback spot for a 5th round pick rookie.
We know what that 5th round pick was all about.
I'm just saying. What up, RBA fan? Welcome back to another episode of the Think RBA Podcast. We got a lot on the agenda today. We talking NFL preseason news and the rebirth of the worldwide leader, ESPN. Before we jump into the preseason news, of course, we got to talk about Shedeur Sanders.
Yes, sir.
But before we do, don't forget to go into the comments and let us know, should Shedeur Sanders be the Browns starting quarterback at any point this season? At any point, week 1, week 5, week 15, any point this season, should Shedeur Sanders be the starting quarterback for the Browns? Drop a comment, let us know, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, all that good stuff on the way, sir.
Yes, sir.
You ready to go?
Let's go.
We've been back. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir.
It's been a minute. All right, we ready to jump?
We are, but before we do, I want to just real quick. I want to wish everybody. This is a cultural update.
Okay.
Cultural update.
Okay.
I want to wish all my desis and non-desis as well. It's happy Raksha Bandhan, aka Rakhdi. We call it as well. Basically, it's a celebration. It's a day when a sister and brother's bond is fortified. Just as a reminder that you both have a responsibility towards each other as family, and to for the brother, especially the older brother, to that I'm gonna take care of you, right? I got you. And likewise for the sister too, right? Even if you have an older sister, it's all right. But it's a cultural thing that we celebrate today, and it's called Raksha Bandhan. It's called or Rakhdi, depending on what culture you come from. And that's kind of like, and it's signified as through some form of a celebratory thread, or bracelet or something of that nature that your sister would tie on you, and then she gets a little bit of you give her a little money. Oh, it's a day for sisters earn a little bit of money.
Oh, I got perked up with the money. Wait a minute. Okay,
no, you don't get nothing. This your sister would.
Okay,
so she would tie this on you, and then she would get a little bit of a little thank you.
But what if it's an older brother, younger brother?
Then you find a cousin sister, right? Who can do it for you? It has to be a female. It's a female, okay, right? It's for that, right? It's a woman's empowerment.
Okay. So, well, I mean, I was wondering because so that hit me in the feels. Okay. Because we brothers.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we definitely look alike. We definitely look,
Facts.
for sure.
Facts.
For sure. We definitely
absolutely
have that brotherly ilk between us.
Of course.
And you are the older brother. So I was like, bet, run me my money.
Nah, bro.
Like,
don't work.
This Brother's Day?
Don't work like that.
Brother's Day?
Don't work like no.
Okay,
this is the daughter's only, the sister's only event.
So what does the money look like?
Real cash.
I mean, it
depends. It's up to you. To each their own, right? To each their own.
Cool.
Like,
that's dope. That's dope.
I don't think like for my case, right? Like my daughter, 6 years old, 7 years old, doesn't need large bills being thrown at her right now because her purchases might be a little irresponsible, right?
Yeah.
So she gets like a good $5.
Dude,
which is she's $5 richer, right? Correct.
Yeah, for kids that age, man.
So for her, like she's adding up throughout the years.
Yeah.
So she's not spending her money. So it's one of those things, right? But at the end of the day, it's for both of them to realize that the responsibility that you have for each other, and then the bonus is you get a little bit of cash.
That is a big bonus. But I feel it, and I relate it to us as the responsibility we got for each other. Facts, so as brothers from another mother.
Facts.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so NFL.
Yes.
Preseason, couple little interesting tidbits, things that are happening around the league. And like I said, we got to start hot with, the lightning rod of conversation, which is Shedeur Sanders.
Facts.
All right, everybody waiting to see what is he going to do. First of all, he's been killing it in camp. Like I forget which social media account, but there's an account that follows like all the throws that are, I guess, the open throws to public or whoever can watch them. Shure's been killing it, right? But still, he's down the bottom of the depth chart. So came in preseason game, killed it once again. I think he had like little over 50% completion rate, 2 tutties, no picks, you know, did a good solid job, right? The way he should. He should come in and do his job, right? My question to you is the same question I posed to our listeners, or to whoever stumbles upon our little video here. Will Shedeur Sanders, should Shedeur Sanders be the starting quarterback of the Browns at some point, and when?
I'm going to answer in a way which you'll know my answer. As this is something I tell my son, right? You take a diamond and you box it up and you put it away. Does it lose its shine? A diamond's going to shine no matter where you put it, right? Whether out in the open or in a drawer, right? And that's what Shedeur Sanders is. You can put him wherever, and he's gonna rise to the occasion and perform. I saw something about he was in the 4th, I think, running. Like he was the 4th spot before he got the starting spot, right? Down in the depth chart.
Yeah, he's down there.
And then literally overnight, he's gonna start.
Well, he started the preseason game because the first two or three quarterbacks sat.
So when your time is called, right? We talked about this earlier, right? This whole Shedeur, like many episodes ago, you can go back. If you're subscribed, you probably know. We talked about this, that once he gets his chance, he gonna come out firing, right? He gonna become gunslinger and all that good stuff. The dude's prepared. The dude comes from a pedigree that is Hall of Fame. You expect any less? Right? He's built for this. He rose to the occasion. Tell me what was it? Murray? What state? I forget the HBCU he went to.
Jackson State.
From there, right to Colorado. Like the dudes handle business. Like why are we even doubting this? Why are there naysayers out there?
It's just a preseason game, bro.
I don't care what it is. Whatever situation you're put in, you rise, you perform, right? Whether it's this game or a regular season game. The dude's preparing for this, right? He's built for this. I was so happy to see him perform the way he did, these new stats that came out, and I expect nothing less from him. I actually expect him to do even better, right? The bigger the lights, he's built for it.
I agree, and I think, like I said, I threw in the preseason thing because I think that's going to be the counterpoint to a lot of arguments. Is it's just a preseason. He's playing against backups, 2s and 3s, but I agree. I mean, I think, first of all, any opportunity you get, you just have to take advantage of, and you have to play, and you have to play well. I mean, he could have went out there against 2s and 3s and played badly, and then that's a whole new narrative, right? Oh, he finally got a chance to go out there and play against backups and guys that are probably not even going to make the team, and he didn't do well, right? There would have been a whole slew of hit pieces, right, on that side. So I was very happy as well. So that he went out, he did well, and I think it's gonna continue. Like, as long as he continues to get the opportunity, right? So like, let's say the next game they decide, all right, we're gonna play, Flacco for a series, or play Gabriel for a little bit, but like, he'll still get a chunk of time. And if he still gets a chunk of time, a big chunk, he might even get to play the whole 3rd preseason game. Like, I hope he continues to progress to show why he needs to be on that roster at the very end. And so, in saying that, whether he does or not, I'm going to ask you for a percentage that you think, what's the percentage of likelihood that you think Shedeur Sanders will not make the Cleveland Browns?
Not make the Cleveland Browns?
Correct.
0.
Because a lot of teams only carry 2 quarterbacks.
Bro.
Just saying. So is there a scenario? So you're saying 0%?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say...
Or 0.01.
I'm going to say there's about a 10% chance.
Wow.
That he does it. Only because teams generally don't carry 3 quarterbacks.
Okay.
But in this day and age, right? Because they usually can just go sign somebody at some point if there's an injury, or trade for somebody. But So I'm leaving that little opening.
Okay.
Hold on. But I'm leaving that little opening. But how wild would it be that he doesn't make it and then he gets to pick? I mean, generally speaking, obviously teams have to be interested in him. But remember, his dad had a list of teams.
Right.
Imagine one of those teams had interest in him and potentially coming and being on the roster.
That's what I was going to say. The real question is, what percentage of chance you think it will be that he doesn't play in the NFL?
Oh, that I think is a 0% chance.
Correct. So either way, I think he'll be fine.
But I think that there's a 10% chance a small percent chance that the Browns cut him.
Well, it'll be
Only because, again, it's a numbers game. So if they're truly going with Flacco as the starter, right, and they think that Gabriel or somebody's a better backup, do they really? Do they carry 3 QBs?
How many more years does Flacco have?
He's a 5th round pick. You generally are not gonna reserve a 3rd quarterback spot for a 5th round pick rookie.
We know what that 5th round pick was all about.
I'm just saying.
This is a 1st round, 2nd
just
round
saying,
pick.
There's a small sliver of chance that it happens though, and in that particular case,
to the victor go the spoils.
It would be crazy because I almost like low key want to see it just to see which teams.
Atlanta.
Well, I just want to see which teams step up, like who might be interested in bringing him in. I mean, the Giants, they've drafted a guy in the first round. I know. They had their chance to draft him multiple times.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not going to happen for sure. But I mean, now since you threw it out there, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, find a trade partner for Kirk Cousins, get him to a team like, let's say, Indianapolis that needs a veteran quarterback, and have Shedeur come in and back up Michael Penix.
Hey, listen.
That's not a bad look.
Where did his dad start his career?
I'm saying that's not a bad look. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Nobody will. I don't think many people would be.
Now, will they do it? Probably not, because this past year has been nothing but a big quarterback controversy. So I don't think you get rid of one lightning rod to pull in another, because then it's going to be, well, what happens if Penix struggles?
Right.
Now you got Shedeur, like that's going to be a whole nother thing that I don't think that their brass would have the brass to do that.
Okay.
But it's a fun scenario to play with. But on the real though, I would be interested to see, like, if he did get released and didn't make the team, which teams would step up to take a flyer on him. I think that there will be a number of teams that would, and I think it would be an interesting social experiment to see it happen.
No, man, I think I would commend any team that would want to go after him. He's a very strong potential rising star, and the future looks bright for him.
But to be clear, the best case scenario is he works his way up, becomes a starter, a long time starter, and finally solves the Browns quarterback.
Hey, but you know what? Can I ask you a question? This is a real world question in relation to sports.
Okay.
You just graduated college, right? You're fresh, you're excited with your little diploma, got your little resume ready.
Your CV.
Yeah, your CV. And, you go to your first interview, or you go to a bunch of interviews, you get your job. All right. You're stoked.
Yep.
You're telling your parents about it, posting on social media, whatever.
Yep.
Go to your first day on the job, right? You're amongst all these people that have been there for decades, right? Renowned company. You have to go out. You do your maybe a month probationary period. And what happens? Now you have to give your first presentation in front of the board. You know the nerves, right? That one would feel because you don't have experience doing stuff like this. Isn't this kind of similar? A rookie who comes you're expecting a rookie who's never played against professionals to come out first game, or whether he starts in the first game or not. The expectation is already he's going to come out as a Hall of Fame, like this amazing quarterback. Gotta give the kid a chance. He's gonna make mistakes. Any kid would. The people writing these stories would. That's the part that really irritates me about people who judge other sports figures who never played at that level. Like, how are you gonna sit here talk about a kid who's like, you've never been in those shoes, but yet you're gonna sit here and write about it?
But there's a caveat to that, though, and the caveat to that is that it's primarily relegated to the quarterback position.
Okay.
In the times that we have, because there was a day and time where rookie quarterbacks never started, no matter how high they were drafted. Right? I mean, they would not. Sorry, not never started. Sorry. Rewind that. They would not start week one as a starter. Generally, they would either sit for a year, or if they did come in, it would be sometime in the midpoint of the year. Often from a long time ago, it would be when there was like an injury or something, like force the rookie in.
Okay.
As time started to progress, it was like, okay, well, we'll put the rookie in when, you know, we've gone on a losing streak and really the playoffs are kind of out of reach. Now let's just put him in and get him reps to see what we got for next year. Then at some point it transitioned into, and I believe this is around the time that Matt Ryan and Flacco got drafted. Because they both were named the starters right away. I was like, whoa, that doesn't really happen with rookies like that. That was 2008. So, and they blew up, right? And then, like progressively since then, it's been like, well, if you take a quarterback in the first round, like you expect for him at some point in that season to take over, right? Unless you're in a situation like the Penix and Kirk Cousins, right? If Kirk had a full good year, right, and he didn't have that slide at the 6th game, Penix wouldn't have seen the field, right? He only saw the field because, again, the decline in play. But other than that, like the one outlier is Mahomes. Mahomes got to sit behind Alex Smith, but even that, they knew what they had. They were like, okay, well, that experiment is over. Kick him out after a season and be done. But like more and more, it's like, okay, you drafted the guy, you got to play him. You know, but that's usually with first round quarterbacks, right? Highly drafted quarterbacks. He's a fifth. I mean, he was projected to be a first round, but whatever happened, and he was a fifth round guy. So at this point, I would just be happy that he makes the roster, and then from there you can work your way up,
right?
And that's what I hope happens. But honestly, like there's still that sliver of chance that they say, no, we're gonna roll with these other two quarterbacks. I don't think that they will want the media and fan attention that would be not cutting him from the team, basically. Because if your starter doesn't play well and the backup come in and don't play well, you're gonna get roasted or cooked, as the kids say.
Right? That's my thing. Was we're having first round expectations from a 5th round pick. Right.
But I don't even know that I don't think that there's a lot of people who have first round expectations. I think that there's a lot of people who understand that he had first round talent, right? And for whatever reason has, right? But I meant had in terms of like thinking about the draft again and that whole situation. Like he had in comparison, like first round talent, for whatever reason slips to the 5th. And so the idea he doesn't make a team is unfathomable. Like, right. You know, he should make a team. And quite frankly, for a team like the Cleveland Browns that has been searching for a quarterback for decades, right? You got a guy who has a chance. So I'm cool with Flacco playing, you know, a portion of the year and letting him, but they got to make that decision to get to, he's the backup and he's got to get there. And so I just hope he can get there.
I want them to break the mold. Pioneer the new movement.
It's not going to happen.
Start him. 5th round starter. First week 1. Let's go.
That would be wild.
That'd be awesome.
That would be wild. That would be one. That would not be on my bingo card.
It's on my bingo card. Let's go.
Speaking of things that are not on my bingo card or yours, and wild AF.
F?
Yeah.
I got you.
The Jacksonville Jaguars don't often make the news for
Positive
for
play.
things that make you go wow in a good way.
In a good way.
Cam Little, their kicker.
That's right.
Preseason game. Booted I can't even say it. 70-yard kick. If preseason stats counted towards the record books, that would have beat the longest field goal in NFL history by 4 yards. That would have cleared it. I mean, 70 yards, bro. The holder was on the opposite 40. Bro, I don't even think, I know you're not a hardcore football fan. So let me put this into some perspective and context for you, okay? Your team gets the ball somewhere around the 25 to 30-ish, right? Usually, on average.
On a touchback.
Whatever. On a punt, whatever. Like, on average, let's just say anywhere between that 20, let's just say 20 to 30-ish range, okay? Normally, you have to get to the other 40, right, to really be in, like, okay, now I feel like we're in a somewhat comfortable field goal range. It's a long field goal, but we're in somewhat comfortable field goal. So if our drive stalls out at the 38, okay, we're in field goal range. We can make a long field goal, get 3 points, right? So, but that's the other 40, right? So that's, 30, 40. That's a long way.
It's 40 yards, right? From 20 yards out.
Right. Yeah. If you're able to make a field goal where the ball is spotted on your 40, that's 20 yards, 10 yards.
One, that means the offense didn't do shit.
But
here comes the savior.
But that's the thing. If the offense doesn't do shit and you're still able to get 3 points out of it, that's wild.
That is wild.
That's wild. And if he kicked that, let's just say he can't kick that consistently, right? Let's move that up 10 more yards to the 50. Right? And if he can consistently make 60-yard field goals, again, it's 30 yards. Not even 30 yards. That's
from where? 20?
From the 20. Yes.
20 to 50
yards.
is 30 yards.
30 yards. 30 yards you gotta get.
Right. I mean,
like, do you know much of an asset that would be? So he's on the team. Like, he is now their kicker for good. And he's a young guy.
Yes, he's solidified.
Unless he goes on some crazy slump, he's got that job locked up for the next 5, 6, 7 years, easy.
Yeah. And he can make a whole business outside of it. Off of that.
Oh, dude, if he does this in the regular season, because what was happening was it was a few seconds before halftime. There was like it's a preseason, so you can play around with it. So generally, you don't really try that in a game because if there's a block, or the other team could return it,
short distance, right?
You don't want to take that risk of points. But damn, if he can hit them though, and we only have to go 10, 15 yards to get 3 points, to tie the game or to win the game. Bro, like that's crazy. I want to see it happen in a regular season game. I want to see it. Jacksonville better if they have a drive stall out in that area between the 40 and 50. I want to see it. They better do it.
Bro, when I saw that, I loved it for the fact that one, they tried it, right? Like just to say, we're gonna try a 70-yard field kick.
Crazy.
Which is crazy in itself, right? I love that he nailed it. and it cleared pretty decent,
with room,
Right.
plenty of room.
So the part that I love about it is we talk about like athletes getting more athletic. They're getting bigger, faster, stronger. And that applies to kickers as well. And any athlete, really. Athletes are getting more athletic. They're getting better at being athletes because of all the science and technology behind everything, right? The knowledge that we have. What I want to see is that will he perhaps even start a movement of this happening more often? So when you go try out for a kicker position, can you hit a 70-yard? Right? You get 5 attempts. Can you? What is it? What do you? That's like free throws, right?
What's your percentage?
What's your percentage from these yards out? And if more athletes, kicker-wise, come out who are now testing the range of kicking thing, imagine 5 years from now an 80-yard kick.
Bro, stop it. Stop.
No. Did you ever imagine a 70-yard kick when you started watching football?
Stop it. 80-yard kick.
I'm telling you, it can happen.
Nah.
It can happen. And I'm so happy to see it evolving. Man, and bro, I hope he lives up to the expectation now that we have of him.
Yeah.
And 2, like he starts a whole movement because of this, and teams really start playing with this. And when they're starting to like now go find a kicker, there's certain metrics you need to beat to become an NFL kicker.
Well, we will see. But like I said, I just want Jacksonville to do it at least once in the regular season. Like, give them a chance.
What if it was the ultimate stage of this kick will determine if we make the playoffs or not? That'd be awesome.
So I would say this. Me, because I'm more of a risk taker, I would do it. I would if it was one of those like the time expires, not turnover on downs, because I'm not giving somebody a short field. But if it's time is going to expire, like I'm going to take the risk of me making it or coming close, and that they won't even get a chance to return it. That's the real risk. The real risk is it gets blocked or they can return it for a touchdown.
Right.
I think I'm going to take that risk.
What if it's against your squad?
If it's in my squad.
Against your squad.
Yeah, then of course I want my squad to block it for a touchdown. We talking like
no. What I'm saying is, but the moment of history here, right? From an athlete fan perspective versus a diehard.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess
I want them to block it.
Nah, I want to see it happen.
No,
I want to see him do it.
Not against my squad. No, look, my squad has already been on the other side of enough history. I'm good. I'm good over here.
You good for a lifetime now?
I'm good for 10 lifetimes. I'm good for 28 lifetimes. All right. So speaking of, you mentioned movements earlier. There has been no movement at all on one of the contract extensions that we talked about earlier this offseason.
It's been a while.
Micah Parsons. So things are getting pretty dicey down in the D in Dallas. Him and Jerry been going back and forth. Dallas trying to say we had a deal and contracts on the table. You know, Mike is saying that's not true. That never happened. Supposedly Jerry tried to do what Jerry does best, get the player away from the agent in his office, try to talk him up. You know, you want to be a Dallas Cowboys, son. And
can you go do that?
No. This is a one time.
Texan accent.
It's a one time.
I'm gonna play it back then.
And then the agent saw it, was like, hell no, like just lots of stuff. But and Micah has not been holding out, but not really been holding in. He's been at training camp, but he's hurt. I am kind of curious, you know, if his back injury would suddenly get better to the point where he could practice if he had a new contract. I wonder how quickly that would happen. But nonetheless, I'm not mad at him for not practicing while he's waiting for a deal to get done. I personally like the tactic of being around the facility, because he basically is saying, like, look, I'm here for my guys. I'm a team leader. Matter of fact, the Cowboys and organization asked him to be more of a leader. Okay, So I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna lead my guys while I wait for this new contract. So I'm still here, help them. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna be in the meetings with them. I'm gonna do all of that, but I'm not gonna be out in the practice field giving up my body until you sign me that check and run me my money. Love it. I actually really love that. So there's been a whole back and forth, but nonetheless ended in recently. Mr. Parsons asking for that was a 4-letter word, 5-letter word, TRADE, trade. Trade. Yeah, 5-letter word. It's late. Trade. So, since we're talking percentages, what is the percent chance Cowboys trade Micah Parsons?
I think the longer it goes, the worse it gets, right? Especially if they can't come up to an amicable agreement. Great teammate, right? If that's the teammate he's being on the field as a leader and all that good stuff. Excellent teammate. Hey, looking out for himself, man. You got to look out for yourself. Pays the bills, right? Puts food on the table, takes care of your family. So I love that he's standing up for himself, not giving in to whatever hoopla or talk up that Jerry is doing. So I hope he's able to figure it out. And if not, again, congratulations to whatever team he goes to, because you just went up a notch or two. So
yeah.
No,
I think in the end the deal's going to get done. I think it's actually a very small chance. Like,
okay,
we've seen these with other teams and other organizations, and sometimes these can go deep. I think if I had to give a prediction right now, I would say it gets done right before the beginning of the season. Like,
oh wow!
Right before the beginning of the season.
So that takes away all the practice, all the. Okay.
Practice? We talking about practice?
Wrong sport.
Not a game. Yeah. Not a game. We talking about practice.
All right.
Look, there are some players that absolutely need practice. And there are other players that can utilize practice to continue honing their skills. However, they can come and show up and play ball. He's getting the mental reps, right? So he's in the meeting room. He's in the field. Like, he's getting the mental reps right now.
He's up to speed.
The physical stuff,
play work.
And he's young.
That's true.
He knows what he's doing. So am I worried about that? Absolutely not. Plus, I've seen it before in NFL where, suddenly they come to an agreement, all of a sudden, boom, that person plays week 1. Of course they're going to play week 1. Micah Parsons, one of the best, maybe the best defensive player over the past 4 years when you look at the actual stats, right? Like, combined. I mean, he's been just killing it consistently. Pressures, sacks, et cetera, et cetera. He's in the tops and everything the last couple of years. So, yeah, no, I have no doubt that if they sign him at the end of August, that he'll come and play week 1.
Okay.
And wreak havoc. So
he's him.
Oh, he's definitely him. He's definitely him. But yeah, if they don't come to an agreement, yeah, whatever team gets him is gonna have to give up a ransom.
True.
Like, a huge ransom to get him. And that would, because then you not only you have to give up a ransom to get him, but you also have to sign him to a real big contract. And I think that might be the deterring point. This is not the NBA where you trade for a star and you give them 10 first-round picks. Because, that's where we would be. Like, think about it comparatively with his age, right? Like, if you want to get a young star who's in one of the top, let's say top 3 in his position, right, in the league, in the NBA, you're giving up 5 picks, easy,
pretty much.
And nobody's doing that in the NFL.
Okay.
Right. You might get 1 first-round pick, a second, maybe 2 seconds. I don't know. Like, I don't have the value chart in front of me to see but you're giving up some, and you're probably going to give up some good players too.
Of course.
So trading for him, I think, will be extremely hard.
Okay.
In my opinion, because again, then you're trading assets, future assets, and you have to give them a lot of money. So it's got to be a team that's like in win now mode that can also absorb at least the front. Like they might be able to structure the contract where a lot of the money's on the back end, right? To work for now. So it would have to be a team. I would imagine that's like thinks that they're like one piece away from a championship and win now mode. Let's go ahead and do this because 4 years from now when his or 3 years from now when his contract balloons up, well, we have other things that we can do, assets to move around, but we want to win now.
So Philly with a back-to-back?
No, I couldn't see him with Philly.
So educate me. Do they have NBA, right? There's 2-3 team contracts, right? Multi-team. Is there such a thing in NFL?
It's been a while since there's been like a multi-team trade.
Not a common occurrence.
Definitely not a common occurrence. No, for sure.
Got it.
I mean, even trades alone, there's really not a ton of trading in the NFL.
Okay.
At all. Not the way there is the NBA. The NBA to be like, yeah, traded hack for cash considerations. Like,
right.
Yeah, that stuff don't happen.
There's like a 5-team trade and all that.
Yeah, a lot of the trading in the NFL is all like just in the draft, in and around the draft, but like and every once in a while you get some trades, right? I mean, like the whole, the Minka and Jalen and everything. Like there are some, but yeah, like a 3-team trade. Yeah, I don't know when the last one was, but I do know because I'm a fan. So Atlanta was involved in a big one back in the late 2000s with the Jets and another team, but we got John Abraham from the Jets, who was a star defensive end, and brought him onto that team. So, but that was one of a rare set of 3-team deals. So, Mike is gonna stay with the Cowboys.
Okay.
Sorry, and Jerry gonna pay him his money. All right, so kind of moving off of football, but still in the football world. Lastly, want to finish up with a kind of a big topic. I'm interested to see your thoughts, interested to hear y'all's thoughts as well. I said in the beginning, the rebirth of the worldwide leader ESPN. And then it's kind of funny because it's like, well, they didn't go anywhere, but certainly they are in a period of change. So they're getting ready to launch a new app, a new ESPN kind of streaming app, and I think August 21st, and they're just kind of buying up content right now, right? In addition to their already normal, programming. And so a couple of things came out. One was they purchased, starting in 2026, the right to stream all WWE Premium Live Events, PLEs, which formerly back in the day for us old heads were pay-per-views, right? So those are the big, you got the weekly shows, and then you got the monthly PLEs, and the PLEs are your big ones: WrestleMania and Money in the Bank, and SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, and all the shows that they do in Saudi, Royal Rumble, all of that stuff. So every month there's PLEs. Bought the rights to all of those with WWE. Big, massive deal. Interesting because it kind of shakes some things up for WWE fans. Right now Netflix has Raw, SmackDown's on USA. The PLEs were on Peacock, which you can get for like $5. Now it's gonna be like $29.99, $30 to get a subscription through ESPN's new service. So some fans are kind of unhappy, although I do feel like they'll probably end up at some point when all of the contracts sync up, because they're all off sync right now. And so I do feel like we'll end up in a situation where, probably all the live stuff might be on Netflix, and then the PLEs might be on ESPN. But still a huge deal. I mean, WrestleMania is going to be on ESPN next year. That's big. That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. And they talked about putting the E back in ESPN, right? The E, the entertainment, right? Back into ESPN. So huge deal there for them and the WWE. And then on top of it, they worked with the NFL, who was the real worldwide leader. You talk about the number one sport in this country. Worked with the NFL to purchase NFL RedZone and the NFL Network as a whole. Everything's gonna move at some point, but yeah, NFL RedZone, bro. And then when it was announced, people were like freaking out because they thought that, first of all, there's one person who's synonymous with NFL RedZone, and that's the host, Scott Hansen, right? So everybody thought, oh man, we're gonna lose Scott Hansen as a host. RedZone's not gonna be the same. They're gonna put commercials in. ESPN has come out and said they're not touching RedZone. They're not touching the format. It's gonna be 7 hours, commercial free. Scott just signed a 4-year deal on RedZone through the offseason, so he's locked in. So they're gonna continue. They're gonna let it go. On the NFL Network side, some of that programming is gonna change, so it's gonna be interesting to see that. And then there's one other piece, but before I get into that piece, I want to see what your kind of general reaction is to ESPN buying up all this content, specifically with WWE and NFL.
The first thing I want to know is who's getting a promotion for closing these deals. Because my God, like they went after like the two big dogs.
Well, remember now, just real quick, in case our viewers, somebody doesn't know and they're sleeping on the rock, you know who ESPN is backed by and powered by? Disney. So they're spending that Mickey Mouse money.
That's right. A lot of Mickey Mouse money.
A lot of the Mickey Mouse money.
So that's my question: is who's getting who brokered these deals, and who's getting those massive promotion bonuses at the end of the year? Because wow, the ultimate is not gonna say they own everything, but it's almost like the ultimate one-stop shop. Right?
Getting close.
It's getting close to that one-stop shop. I don't need to go anywhere. So as a consumer, if I can just do it all from one spot, once the other stuff aligns as well, right? And you get the major sports, like what more is there? Because otherwise, you got Netflix and this and that. Like me as a consumer, I don't want like 20 apps. Just like my phone, I want everything on one unit. So if you can just put it all under that one little app, hey, problem solved, consumer happy, assuming that streaming is uninterrupted and all the other good stuff. I'm glad they're not messing around with RedZone, because it's a very sensitive topic with the RedZone enthusiasts. So I'm glad they're not touching if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. And I don't think a RedZone is broke.
Oh
right?
no,
it's pretty good. It's beautiful, right? So in that sense, like I love what they're doing. I'm just curious to see now how it's gonna play out. And if it's actually going to be, as smooth as the other networks are for broadcasting wise.
Well, so there's still going to be hiccups for fans, right? Because we're not totally going to get that one-stop shop.
Right.
There's still games on, Sunday Night Football on NBC. So you're going to need Peacock app for that. There's now you will Monday Night Football, ESPN, so you'll be back there. But there's other games that might be on CBS or Fox. If you want to tune, like, if you're not a RedZone person, right? Some people are not RedZone people. They don't like the constant switching between games, whatever. So they want to just sit down and watch Fox and just watch one game or whatever. But for like me, minus the fact that we wouldn't get a Sunday night. So like if Atlanta's playing on a Sunday night, I don't get that in that one-stop shop. I'd have to, have Peacock's $5, so I'm not worried about that. Like this app, oh yeah, for me as a consumer, like I feel like I'm part of the target demographic because I don't need Sling or YouTube TV to not watch anything else.
Right.
I have no need. It might have 140 channels. I only need those sports ones. And if those are all bundled into one, and God forbid they ever go get like NBA TV, right? Or like I got everything on one plate. Like that's where I actually would love if they got everything into this one place. I'd be willing to spend so much more than $30 for it because I don't need to go anywhere else. It's ease of use. It's everything I want to love. I mean, like even with WWE, like part of their deal, interestingly enough, is they only bought the rights to stream the PLEs that are coming up, but the whole catalog of material and WWE NXT is still up for sale. Like WWE's packaging that for another sale. If I'm the Mickey Mouse Club, I'm going after that too hard, because there's so much valuable stuff in there. You're talking about access to every, pay-per-view in wrestling history, plus all their other show. Like, nah, you gotta give me everything, bro. That's actually where I feel like they should have just got it all done in one deal, right? But nonetheless, like if I'm that, get it all in one stop. Yeah, they could charge me $60. I'll pay it. If I got everything,
that's a good point.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
because it's like it could be the ultimate sports fan app, right? Now, these deals are still under federal review, because part of getting it all under one thing is competition, right? Competition in the marketplace, right? So that would be the one potential deterring factor, is if they get knocked down for like creating a monopoly on this. Yeah. But though it makes it, more, it makes it better in my opinion for the customer. But I get it, because once they have the monopoly, then they can just manipulate the prices to whatever they want, and you're stuck. Or else you just don't watch it. So there's definitely pros and cons. One of the other things that's coming along with it is ESPN will be merging their fantasy football platform with the NFL's fantasy football platform.
That's big.
To create not a new one, but it'll be
another competitor.
I mean, it's just going to be them, DraftKings, and FanDuel primarily.
I mean, wow.
All right.
Wow.
I mean, that's another huge one, because we know what kind of market gambling is in this.
Correct.
Sports gambling?
Sports gambling, bro. People gamble on anything.
On everything.
Literally anything and everything.
Everything.
So that's major. It's massive. I think that's going to be a huge revenue generator for them.
That's going to be deep.
That's going to be beyond deep.
Beyond deep.
That's going to be like deep sea diving deep.
Very.
Yeah. So deep pockets. So all that, man. I'm actually curious to see how that platform is going to look. Right? How that's going to feel. Because are they going to mess around and play around with that?
Yeah.
To make sure it's
there are a lot of people who have that same sentiment. And then one of the things that I've seen thrown out a lot, and boy, let me tell you, this happens, my weekends may be shot, bro. Because a lot of people have brought up the potential, now that ESPN owns the RedZone moniker, college football RedZone,
bro,
on Saturdays. You're talking from 12 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock. You go to 1 o'clock in the morning. Those West Coast games.
So I'm envisioning a lot of unhappy wives.
Oh, if that were to happen, oh my God,
yeah.
1000%. So many.
So ESPN might be responsible for a lot of
divorces,
broken marriages and troubled households because of this.
Oh, 1000%.
Wow.
Mine might be one.
That's crazy.
Mine
bro.
might be one, because
Saturday and Sunday, my God.
Yeah, bro. I don't think I could sit through
24 hours of
I don't think I could sit through as much college football as I could NFL, but I certainly be able to sit through my fair share for sure. ESPN's doing a lot right now, so I mean, kudos to ESPN. They're definitely they've created something that, as a consumer, I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued to see what comes out on August 21st. I'm intrigued to potentially subscribe to it. and see how it plays out this season. Again, as somebody who doesn't watch anything other than sports, it's enticing for me.
No, for sure. They definitely seem to be onto something, and if this pays off, it's gonna pay off big.
It is. All right. Last up, we're gonna finish off as we always do, or as we should always do, with our RBA Aura of the week, and this one, a little close to the heart for me, but in a way that we've never seen anything like this happen before. Lions versus Falcons preseason game. Unfortunately, there was a player from the Lions, Maurice Norris, took he was going for a tackle, just bad luck, bad timing, head hit a running back, neck snap back, knocked out cold, wasn't moving, like had to do the whole ambulance thing, all of that. And I don't know exactly what happened, so it's interesting. You go back and watch the clip. So I'm assuming the two coaches met at some point on the field while the ambulance thing was happening, and they clearly came to an agreement. But the next play, the announcers didn't even know. The next play, the ball snaps and the quarterback just holds it, and everybody stands around, and they're just standing around and standing around and standing around for a couple minutes before finally they came over the loudspeaker and said that the game has been called. So they basically took a snap. They decided as coaches, we're going to take a snap. Now, mind you, there's 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter, right? It's a full quarter of football. We're going to take a snap and just nobody runs, nobody tackles, and we're just going to let the clock run out.
You'll ride it up.
Or in what case, New York, which is the league office, is like, well, we're not going to make people sit through this, so we'll call the game. I think they called it with like 6 minutes ago. I think 8 minutes of time passed. Right? Called the game. And in fact, at one point, while the clock was running, the Falcons and Lions players got together in a circle, did a prayer circle for the player. I love it. I loved every second of it. I saw some negative comments about it online. But like you think about like the Damar Hamlin situation from a couple seasons ago, and how tough it was to make the decision to keep playing that game, and the decision of whether games should go on. So I like the fact that these two coaches took it upon themselves. Like, I don't know who had the idea or didn't have it. Like, maybe they came up at it at the same time, but the fact that they were like, yeah, like this is the best thing to do. Let's just call it like one snap as a kind of like in honor of the person who got hurt. And then let's sit here, say a prayer, and get out of here. Like, love it that such a vicious sport. And football is a vicious sport. Even at the youth level, we tell our boys, like, look, this is a vicious sport that you all are playing. And be able to finally recognize now that, like, yes, it's next man up, but it doesn't have to be next man up that way, Obviously, it's going to be next man up, and he's going to be out for a while. And as of now, like, all indications are he's fine. He's moving his extremities, like he's stable, all of that good stuff. So thank goodness about that. There's gonna be a lot of people that'll say, well, they only did it because it was a preseason game. And a regular season game, they're not going to do that. Whatever. I still think it was a great gesture to do, period. What do you think?
Bro, hats off, salute. This was the real life part of it, right? It's more than football. Football, it's an entertainment, it's a sport. But someone's health, well-being, their livelihood, that's way beyond football. Right? We have to understand, like, these are humans. These are people with What did that happen to one of our folks, like, or to us? We put ourselves in those shoes. So I love what they did, and I hope this actually is not a one-time thing. Like, injuries happen. If a devastating injury happens, like, I hope they take, I don't know if it's going to be the same, but something of that nature where they give it the human element, that this is more than just entertainment for the rest of y'all, right? This is more than just playing football. So I love what they did. I hope it actually continues, and just give it that human touch, right? It's similar to like when Kobe passed away. The players did the 8-second violation willingly at the beginning of the game, and the 24-second shot clock violation willingly. But I love what they did is they said we're just not going to play. And the prayer circle, man, that's the ultimate.
Yep.
So kudos, respect to coaches, to the players, to the staff, and all, like, everybody who signed off to do this. Preseason, regular season, I don't care, right? It's football.
Yep.
There's humans, and there's a sport you play. It's like a child's game, right? Let's grow up.
And I'm glad you said that. Just to top it off, that was somebody's kid.
Correct.
That's somebody's child.
Correct.
That got hurt, right? You know, and not knowing what other status he is, whether he has kids or brothers, sisters, other family members. At the end of the day, like, he's somebody's baby boy, right? And don't want to see that happen. So yeah, I agree. Shout out to the Lions, the Falcons, top notch sportsmanship and class, which we appreciate. That's all part of the RBA mindset. And we appreciate y'all for also being part of the RBA family, the mindset, everything else. Till next time, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, and hit the bell.
Real quick, happy Raksha Bandhan to all my sisters, my brothers, all y'all. Congratulations.
Until next time, peace.